Alright, you guys, what's up? Thought I'd get a little live stream in right quick, you know, cause I gotta get a lot of stuff out, cause I gotta knock out some videos when I get home. But I'm gonna cook on some other stuff later on, though, some more important stuff. But I'm gonna talk some sports on this stream. Of course, I'm gonna talk about the Westbrook trade, and I'm going to talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers and how, based off what I saw tonight, how they played tonight, maybe it was the fluke, maybe it was a hiccup game, but based off the way they played tonight, and they play Kansas City in the AFC Championship, they gonna get smashed. You know, one of my subs said that the Steelers might be the most fraudulent, undefeated team that people have ever seen in history. But at the end of the day, I don't know if I buy all the way into that, because you are only as good as your schedule. Where the NBA, you have to play everybody. But based off who the Steelers have played, well, their record says that right now, until further notice, they are the best team in football. Now, maybe they had a hiccup game tonight. Maybe it's just one of them games they wasn't up for, because a lot of stuff had happened in behind the game, you know, with, you know, Lamar Jackson, and, you know, a lot of the players, you know, getting the Rona. So, you know, and it was played on Wednesday. You know, it was played on Wednesday, so you know that probably. What's up? Yeah, and the game got played on Wednesday, which is rare. I mean, nobody plays football games on Wednesday. Usually it's Sunday, Monday, Thursday. You know, occasionally a Saturday, occasionally, you know. But yeah, man, the Steelers look bad tonight. You know, a lot of drop balls, a lot of, you know what I'm saying, a lot of drop balls, just bad, you know what I'm saying, play calling. Didn't run the ball very well. Like Mike Tomlin said, man, tonight's game looked like a junior varsity team. And like I said before, they played the way they played against, you know what I'm saying? They play Kansas City in the playoffs, and they play the way they played tonight. Kansas City is going to annihilate them. I'm pretty sure Patrick Mahomes was watching that game saying, yeah, we hope we get that Pittsburgh Steelers team. Because they did not look that great. So I'm just keeping it a buck. They looked terrible. Not after what I saw tonight. Like I said, I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, because maybe it was a fluke game. You know, a lot of stuff happened leading up to this game. They had to play on a Wednesday. So, you know, maybe it was just a hiccup game. But as I said before, to beat Kansas City, you damn near have to play flawless football. You have to play damn near flawless football to beat Kansas City. And after what I saw today, it looked like the Steelers had no chance against Kansas City if they play them in the AFC Championship. It looked like an ass whooping waiting to happen. Now maybe maybe they'll get it together the next couple of games, Maybe the next time they play, they'll regroup and they'll play how they used to play, in which they didn't play great football, you know, because they, like I said, they had a number 3 ranked defense. I think Tampa Bay is number 1, but yeah, they didn't look good at all. They didn't look good at all. Like I said, Patrick Mahomes somewhere going, yeah, I can't wait to get a hold of them. So we'll see. We'll see. So, you know, we'll see. But right now, as it stands, it's looking like Kansas City probably going back to the Super Bowl. I'm serious. It looked like Kansas City is going back to the Super Bowl unless they just have a total collapse in the playoffs. You know, I mean, Buffalo is a force to be reckoned with. A couple of other teams, but at the end of the day, if you a gambling man, you probably would go with Kansas City. The Ravens just seem to have slacked off. You know, as far as the NFC go, you looking at Seattle, you looking at Tampa Bay, you looking at the Saints. Who else? Looking at a couple of other teams, but the standout teams are the Saints and the Seahawks. Tampa Bay has been up and down. The only way you beat Kansas City is to have a good running game and keep Patrick Mahomes off the field. You got to run the ball down their throat. Now, Kansas City is not good at stopping the run. They run defense isn't that good. You're going to have to play clock management. And if that don't work, you got to be prepared to get into a shootout. Because one thing about Patrick Mahomes, he remind me of a black Dan Marino. He could get the ball out of his hands like real quick. Like I said, I keep trying to tell you, if you didn't see Dan Marino play, I mean, it was a thing of beauty to watch Dan Marino play. It's a shame Dan Marino never won nothing, but man, I can tell you, Dan Marino, I never saw a quarterback that could get the ball out of his hands as quick as Dan Marino. His first few years, he was hard to sack. He could, he could throw the ball. I mean, he was that good. And a lot of us thought he would get back to the Super Bowl, and it never happened. But yeah, that's who Patrick Mahomes remind me of. He kind of remind me of a black version of Dan Marino. I got to look at their throwing motion and see how similar it is. But that's who he remind me of based off how fast he can get the ball out of his hands, though. You know, because he hardly ever throws interceptions. I think he only didn't threw like, shit, he ain't threw that many picks. So, you know. But like I said, Kansas City, if you a gambling man, you probably would put your money on Kansas City to go back. Like I said, the Steelers gonna have to play flawless football to beat Kansas City, or damn near flawless football. You know, Ben Roethlisberger at times he can play a little erratic sometimes. Because if you want to be honest, Ben Roethlisberger kind of got a history sometimes of playing bad in playoff games and throwing crucial interceptions and stuff. So, you know what I'm saying, when he ain't like doing that other shit he do outside of football, but we ain't gonna go that route. All right, now let's talk about the subject I know y'all all been waiting for. The big trade that went down today between the Washington Wizards and the Houston Rockets. Russell Westbrook is on his way. What's up? Russell Westbrook is on his way to Chocolate City, D.C. His third team in 3 years. Once again, for the last time, I don't want to hear nothing. When I say from this day forward, I don't want to hear nothing about Kevin Durant going to the Warriors. I don't want to ever hear that again. I don't want to hear it was a weak move. I don't want to hear none of that. Because once again, Kevin Durant is completely vindicated because now he wore out his welcome in Houston. It's a little bit of both. Russell Westbrook has wore out his welcome in Houston. That's why they was trying to ship him. That's why they was shopping him around. Now, James Harden may be next. Now, one of my subs said that the Warriors might be looking at James Harden. I doubt that very seriously. If the Warriors are going to entertain the thought of bringing James Harden in, because I think the Warriors are trying to free up some cap space. James Harden has a max contract. So I doubt very seriously if the Warriors are trying to bring James Harden in. But I want to talk about Westbrook because, like I said, now I don't want to, for years we heard people crying, complaining. Oh, hey, that's the person I want to see. H, what's up, man? What's up with that trade, man? We gonna talk about that too. What's up with that trade? H Money. I told you that you can't win with Westbrook. You can't win with Westbrook. And it ain't because I got nothing against the brother. You just, the way he play, you cannot win with him. We've seen this on 3 different teams now. I wouldn't exactly say better. It's kind of like, I mean, he could score a little bit better. He more of a scorer than John Wall is. See, the thing is with Russell Westbrook, he don't have no position. Well, you might be right about John Wall. He been injury prone. But Wall is a better all-around point guard. He's more of a natural point guard. Russell Westbrook is just a scorer. He not really a 2 guard, and he not really a point guard. But like I said before, he's more of a 2 than he is a 1. Well, we'll see how him and Bradley Beal match together. So now in Houston, you're going to have Cousins. I don't think Harden's going to be there. I think they're going to ship Harden because remember, they said they agreed to trade Harden in principle to Brooklyn. What's up? They agreed in principle to trade Harden to Brooklyn. Now, Kevin Durant has played with Harden before. I'm worried about Kyrie Irving and James Harden like playing together because he might be running into the same situation. Yeah, we gonna see. I just think that Harden going to Brooklyn, he might run into the same problem that he ran into with Russell Westbrook. But because you got to remember, Kyrie Irving can't really play without the ball, and to a certain degree, James Harden can't play without the ball. Keep in mind, he got to have the ball a lot. He can't play. You know what I'm saying? LeBron is capable of doing it, but then once again, he have to always have the ball. So that's just gonna be funny to see how that works out. Now, Kevin Durant gonna be Kevin Durant, but at the end of the day, we already know any team Kevin Durant is on, he is always option number one. But if James Harden does go to the Brooklyn Nets, in all likelihood, we come out east. I bet you money that Kevin Durant won't ever play with Russell Westbrook again. I will bet you anything. He will never play with Russell Westbrook again. Because like I said, I think if Russell Westbrook would have said, you know what, at this point in my career, I want to win. I want to go somewhere where I come out. I keep telling you, Russell Westbrook need to consider coming off the bench. At this stage in his career, I think he would be somebody that should just come off the bench because he don't really have a position. Kevin Durant ain't go playing the DMV with Russell Westbrook. He couldn't wait to get away from the dude. He couldn't wait to get away from that dude. You gonna see the first 20 games how him and Bradley Beal interact. Can they play together? Because you know Russell Westbrook is known for getting erratic at times and just hoisting up shots he shouldn't shoot. Because I keep telling you, I remember when Russell Westbrook was at UCLA. Russell Westbrook like sort of played the two more than he did the one. He was never a point guard. I think, like I said, I think Brooklyn is going to be the team to beat in the East. I mean, you're going to still have the Celtics depending on what they do. And oh yeah, I'm going to talk about what Paul George said about the Doc. Serious? You really think it's going to be the Wizards? You really think it's going to be the Wizards in the Nets in the Eastern Conference Finals? Man, I ain't trying to hear nothing now because like I said, Kevin Durant is all the way vindicated. He in the clear, you know what I'm saying? He in the clear to be because, as I said before, the Russell Westbrook experiment has not worked in OKC, hasn't worked out in Houston. And ask yourself this question. Nah, I think the Heat gonna be there. I think the Heat gonna be there because they see. So you ain't showing the Miami Heat no respect, man. What about the Miami Heat? What about the Celtics? Even the Raptors. But we already know, they already said that Kevin Durant looked like Kevin Durant from 3 years ago. They said Kevin Durant is like balling out. Man, I'm gonna keep it 100. I'll believe it. Because the Bucks didn't manage to get like eliminated. I mean, at the end of the day, the Bucks was expected to go to the finals 2 years straight. And they got eliminated. They was up 2-0 against the Raptors, and they end up losing like 4 straight games. Then you see what happened in the bubble. Because see, here's the thing. Giannis can't shoot. They ain't the best backcourt. They like a whack court. Joe Embiid and Ben Simmons, like I said, it's just not. But you still, the smart money, bro, gotta be on Brooklyn. the smart money. Because like I said, with the Bucks, I just don't, you know what I'm saying? Giannis just have a couple of flaws. Now, they made some acquisitions and some signings that could help him. But like I said, Giannis is a liability in crunch time. Because due to the fact he's not a good free throw shooter. Then he don't have a consistent jump shot. So he have a lot of flaws. And like I said, you saw it. You saw it in the playoffs. This is why people were saying, okay, Giannis may leave. Now you hearing Giannis may stay, you hearing he may go, you hearing he may whatever. I'll put it to you this way. If we don't hear about Giannis signing an extension by mid-season, whenever they do the All-Star game, if they do the All-Star game, then more than likely Giannis is leaving. I promise y'all, Giannis is gonna be on his way out. I promise he gonna be on his way out. That's just real talk. And then where he heads, we'll have to see. Now, a lot of people are talking about he may go to the Lakers. Okay, if he go to the Lakers, let's just keep it 100. So, what position is he gonna play? Is he gonna play power forward? Is they gonna try to make him play center? Is they gonna convert Anthony Davis to full center? To center full time? Or is LeBron gonna play point guard full time? Or is Frank Vogel gonna toy with the lineup, depending on who they play? Because I know Anthony Davis at times he complained about playing center. He didn't like playing center when he was in New Orleans, and he don't like playing center. He liked playing center sometimes when he came to the Lakers. So you got to ask yourself, would that work? Now, I'll say this much. They would have some height. They would have some serious height if Giannis was to go to the Lakers. You got LeBron James, 6'9". You got Anthony Davis, 6'10". You got Giannis, 6'10", 6'11". So they would have some size. They would have some size. You know. But we'll see how that plays out. Okay, so let me move on. Let me move on to boxing. Okay, so the fight is a couple of days away. It's now Thursday. I gotta finish cutting my hair because I gotta get ready for Dallas. I gotta work tomorrow, and then I gotta see can I go change my clothes. And then I gotta change my clothes and then try to run back to the airport and try to run to the airport and stuff. I ain't even gonna get into Dallas around till 8:06 Friday. So I don't even know if they let people in at the weigh-in. And here goes some funny shit too. Just like I predicted, my tickets were made available today. And I had to do all this stuff to get my tickets. I had to it was just a pain in the ass, trying to receive my tickets. I had to put in all these codes and all this and PIN numbers and all this stuff. Then it had to get downloaded from one place to another. And then I saw something before they made my tickets available. They made me sign a waiver. They made me sign a Rona waiver. Basically saying I won't hold the Cowboys Stadium, the Cowboys organization responsible if I, get that shit. So keep in mind, I predicted that they was gonna do this. I predicted. I was probably, if not one, I was the first that said waivers were coming. And they made me sign a damn waiver. Hilarious. They made me sign a waiver. So look for that to happen probably in the NBA. And then of course when Major League Baseball come back, they're gonna start making people sign waivers. I told y'all that. You hear some, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is my honest to God opinion. I know Errol Spence talk a good game, and I know he's saying he focused and all this kind of stuff, and he's saying he going in there to like stop Danny Garcia. I would be highly surprised if Errol Spence was able to stop Danny Garcia. I would just be surprised. Because he didn't stop Mikey Garcia and he didn't stop Sean Porter. So I would be surprised. I would be surprised. I'm not saying he can't do it, but I'm saying I would be surprised. And then keep in mind, it's a lot of pressure on Errol Spence to perform. Because Errol Spence sees a lot of zeros ahead of him. So that's why he needs to try to keep his zero. But at the end of the day, when it comes to boxing, sometimes you just gotta box instead of going for the knockout. Well, we about to find out in 2 days. We about to find out in a couple of days. The real test, like I said, it's gonna be how Errol Spence reacts the first time Danny Garcia lands something. That's going to be the true test. When Danny Garcia lands something meaningful on Errol Spence, to see how he reacts, see where his punch resistance is. Now, if he get hurt, then now if he gets knocked out, damn. So we got to see where Errol Spence is, because, like I said, I was one of the dudes. Well, you had a bunch of these PBC apologists and sack huggers and Errol Spence, when they actually believed after getting into a car accident in September that he was actually going to be ready to fight by January. And I kept telling people, that Errol Spence wouldn't go fight no January, he wouldn't go fight no February, he wouldn't go fight no March. I said you might not see Errol Spence till like damn near December, and and boy was I right. I could just tell by the way the car flipped over and how he looked that it was no way Errol Spence was going to be back in time to fight by, May and all this stuff like they were saying. I just knew it. I was like, man, stop it, man. Just stop it. And people really believed it. But I'm glad, I'm glad he didn't came back from, that injury. Because it was dangerous what happened to him. Like I said, that the way that car flipped over, man. And then he was like, you know what I'm saying? So, and Errol Spence looked different too. He looked a little different. You know what I'm saying? he had to have his teeth redone. You know, he had to have his teeth redone. So like I said before, you got to wonder how the scar tissue healed up, how his you know what I'm saying, the nerves in his face, because everything is gonna play a part. I think the first opening rounds, I think Errol Spence gonna like try to, you know, I think he gonna try to play it safe. I think he gonna play it safe. He gonna try to like use the jab, work his way on the inside with the jab. Well, Garcia need to have an up and down attack. I think he needs to try to hit Errol Spence to the body, as well as like trying to hit him, as well as trying to hit him upstairs. I think he really need to have a specific game plan on how he's going to beat Errol Spence. You know, he gonna have to let his hands go, and he gonna have to let his hands go. And he might have to try to get off first. Because Danny Garcia, sometimes he tries to counter punch. There are gonna be times where he's gonna have to get off first. He's gonna have to take some chances. Because if not, he's just gonna lose the fight. Like I said, I don't know if he's going to get stopped. I'd just be highly surprised if he stopped. That's just real. You got Danny late stoppage. I mean, like I said, this ain't one of these fights I would bet money on. This ain't one of these fights that I would bet money on, because let's just say Danny Garcia do catch Errol Spence with one shot, and then let's just say he fully haven't recovered and his nerves are not, you know, where they need to be. Then it's like, okay, what do we do? Okay, so I think Errol Spence is going, like I said, I think Errol Spence is going to play it safe the first round and a half. I think he's going to try to just slightly jab Danny Garcia. And then if he feels like, okay, if something's there, then I think he's going to unleash a body attack to Danny Garcia for most of the fight. But then they're going to have to be times where if he go low, Danny Garcia is going to have to try to come up top and try to hit him with the hook. Because like I said, if Danny Garcia can catch Errol Spence coming in and land that hook, then, okay, he could cause some serious problems for that guy. And that's just real talk. But anyway, I'm going to let my phone charge. I'm going to try to get back on here in like an hour. Thanks for tapping in.